Playing with Power MTG. Powerful cards, powerful formats. Be sure to check out Dragon Shield for all of the best accessories to protect your decks. TCG Player for cards at great prices while supporting local game stores. And Patreon, where you get awesome benefits for your direct support. Our patron Steven is back for another game. He brought an aggressive Turbo Nas deck to the table, so we will see how the Playing with Power crew handle his deck tonight. Our newest playmat is available for pre-order. This playmat is only available to purchase through the month of September, then it's gone forever. Check out the link in the description below to purchase yours and help out the channel in the process. Our patrons are able to order the playmat early, and some tiers even get discounts on merchandise. So be sure to sign up to our Patreon and get early access to merchandise and get the meta discount too. Now, let's start out by showcasing our fighters this evening. First, we have Cal piloting Euro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. This is a deck that seeks to assemble the food chain combo and use its commander to draw the deck and win the game. His opening hand contains a command tower, Worldly Tutor, Llanowar Elves, Grim Monolith, Island, Suspend, and a Wooded Foothills. Next, we have Steven piloting the partner pair of Tevesh Zot, Doom of Fools, and Tana the Bloodsower. This is a deck that seeks to resolve an ad nauseum and win the game through one of its combos. His opening hand contains a Mox Diamond, Badlands, Nurturing Peatland, Dockside Extortionist, Lotus Petal, Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, and his London Mulligan is an Imperial Recruiter. After that, we have Adam piloting Edric, Spymaster of Trest. This deck uses small evasive creatures in conjunction with its commander to draw a lot of cards, take extra turns, and win the game. His opening hand contains a Cloud of Fairies, Veil of Summer, Elvish Mystic, Chrome Mox, Carpet of Flowers, Cavern of Souls, and a Polluted Delta. Finally, we have Mike piloting Najeela the Blade Blossom. This deck is not your typical Najeela deck. It is a stacks deck that seeks to resolve Winota, Joiner of Forces, in conjunction with Warriors for extra Winota triggers. Its opening hand contains a Scalding Tarn, Wooded Foothills, Birds of Paradise, Neoform, Finehorn Elves, Ranger Captain of Eos, and a Fire Covenant. Without further ado, let's begin this wild, winding, wacky, wistful Wish of Wonderment. Cal wins the Sailor Moon Redraw Challenge and gets to start us off. Cal draws a card for turn and plays a command tower. He casts a Llanowar Elves. He passes. Steven draws a card for turn and plays a Badlands. He casts a Lotus Petal. He casts a Mox Diamond, discarding Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Steven passes. Adam draws and plays a Cavern of Souls, naming Elf as it enters. He casts a Chrome Mox, imprinting Phantasmal Image. He casts a Cloud of Fairies. It enters and Adam untaps his Cavern of Souls. He casts an Elvish Mystic and passes the turn to Mike. Mike draws and plays a Wooded Foothills. He cracks it, pays a life, and fetches up a Savannah onto the battlefield. He casts an Esper Sentinel and gives the turn to Cal. Cal draws and plays an Island. He casts his commander, Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. Uro enters, Cal draws a card, gains 3 life, and puts Wooded Foothills onto the battlefield. Then Cal sacrifices Uro and puts it back into the command zone. Finished up, Cal passes. Steven draws and plays a Marsh Flats. He cracks it, pays a life, and fetches up a Bayou onto the battlefield. Steven ends his turn. Adam draws and plays a Polluted Delta. He casts his commander, Edric, Spymaster of Trest. He moves to combat and attacks Mike with his Cloud of Fairies. Mike takes it, Edric triggers, and Adam responds. He cracks his Polluted Delta, paying a life. Cal responds by cracking his Wooded Foothills, also paying a life. Cal fetches up a Tropical Island onto the battlefield. Then Adam fetches up a Tropical Island onto the battlefield as well. Then Adam draws through Edric. In his second main phase, Adam casts Mausoleum Wanderer. Adam passes the turn. Mike draws and plays a Scalding Tarn. He cracks it, pays a life, and fetches up yet another Tropical Island onto the battlefield. He attacks Steven with Esper Sentinel. Steven takes it, Edric triggers, and Mike draws. In his second main phase, Mike casts Finehorn Elves. He casts Birds of Paradise. Mike gives the turn to Cal. Cal draws and plays a Verdant Catacombs. He attacks Steven with his Llanowar Elves. Steven takes it, Edric triggers, and Cal draws. In his second main phase, Cal casts Gilded Drake. Drake resolves, and Cal exchanges control of Mike's Esper Sentinel. Cal casts a Carpet of Flowers and passes the turn to Steven. Steven draws and plays a Nurturing Peatland. He casts Wild Growth. Esper Sentinel triggers, and Steven pays. He casts a Dockside Extortionist. Extortionist enters, and Steven creates 3 treasures. All through, Steven passes. Adam draws and casts Carpet of Flowers. Sentinel triggers, and Adam pays for it. He attacks Cal with Edric and Steven with Cloud of Fairies and Mausoleum Wanderer. They both take it, Edric triggers, and Adam draws 3 cards. In his second main phase, he adds 2 green through his carpet. He casts an Arbor Elf. He plays a Wooded Foothills for turn. Adam passes. Mike draws and plays a Bloodstained Mire. He attacks Steven with his Gilded Drake. Steven takes it, Edric triggers, and Mike draws. In his second main phase, Mike cracks his Bloodstained Mire, pays a life, and fetches up a plateau onto the battlefield. He casts a Ranger Captain of Eos. It enters, and Mike fetches up Serra Ascendant into his hand. He casts Serra Ascendant. All finished up, Mike passes the turn. At the end of Mike's turn, Cal cracks his Verdant Catacombs, pays a life, and fetches up a forest onto the battlefield. Cal draws, and in his first main phase, he has 1 green through his carpet. He casts a Felwar Stone. He casts a Grim Monolith. Cal passes. Steven draws and starts off his turn by casting his commander, Tevesh Zant, Doom of Fools. He activates Tevesh's first ability, creating 2 Thralls. Steven passes. At the end of Steven's turn, Adam cracks his Wooded Foothills, pays a life, and fetches up a Breeding Pool onto the battlefield tapped. Adam draws and moves straight to combat. He attacks Steven with the Fairies and the Wanderer. Steven takes it and Edric triggers. In response, Adam casts Mystical Tutor. He fetches up an Alron's Epiphany onto the top of his library. He then draws 2 cards through Edric. In his second main phase, Adam adds 2 blue through his carpet. He plays a Forest for turn. He casts Alron's Epiphany. In response, Cal casts Counterspell, countering Epiphany. With nothing else, Adam passes the turn. During his upkeep, Mike sacrifices his Ranger Captain of Eos, silencing his opponents. Everyone is now super worried about what Mike is about to do. Still in his upkeep, Mike casts Enlightened Tutor. Esper Sentinel triggers, and Cal draws. Mike fetches up a Nature's Will onto the top of his library. Mike draws and plays a Badlands for turn. He casts Neoform, sacrificing Finehorn Elves as an additional cost. He fetches up Dockside Extortionist onto the battlefield. It enters, and Mike creates 8 treasures. Mike casts Nature's Will. Mike casts Najeela the Blade Blossom. He attacks Cal with Serra Ascendant and Adam with Gilded Drake. They both take it, Edric triggers, and Nature's Will triggers twice. Mike draws a card and floats mana and untaps his lands. He then activates Najeela's ability, untapping his creatures and giving them Trample, Lifelink, and Haste. Mike then gets an extra combat step. He presents a loop of going to combat, attacking 2 players, getting 2 Nature's Will triggers, and then using Najeela to attack again. He does this over and over until each opponent is dead, and Mike wins the game. Ladies and gentlemen, what a fun and fast game. Congrats to Mike on his win. He was able to find the pieces he needed to close out the game quickly. His deck was also able to pivot quickly into what he needs to win based upon the board state. The most valuable card in tonight's game goes to Tropical Island. I'm just kidding, it goes to Edric, Spymaster of Trest. This card immediately warped the game the moment it hit the battlefield. People began drawing cards off of their own mana dorks because of the power of this card. Mike was able to leverage it to help him win the game himself. Well, that about wraps it up for this episode. Tune in next time when we duke it out to see who will be king of the competitive EDH table. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Alright, it's time for Patreon shoutouts. I'd like to give a shout out to Nicholas Tatum, Aaron Mendel, Anton Oberg, Tom Spackman, Salt, Jonas Kofoed, Ryan Wright, Otto Von Trapp, Kvitborn Kong Valamon, however you pronounce that, Nitai Rubinovitz, Ivan, Thumerian Descendant, Frapril, Connor Holtz, Nathan Smith, Pyro, Dark, Mr. Doc, Profolimic Swaggy Pants the Third, Philip Hickey, Jacob Cromer, Brad Tobin, Matt Wingrove, Delph Driz, Chad Hendricks, Dante, Christian L. Sutphin, Ryan Brower, Jared Smith, Rune, Trey Payne, Rakeko, Michael Hallett, Paul M. Toll, Quick Draw, Zods, James Cody Halley, Spencer Raborn, Spiralrahu, CZ, Taylor Coran, Darius Mitchell, King O'Sharks, Nick, Liam, Caleb Pretty, Tauntaun 101, Jacob Simpson, and Thomas Bowers. Thank you all very much for your support.